In a scathing rebuke of France's position on the Gaza conflict, former French Prime Minister Dominique de Villepin described the situation in Gaza as the biggest historical scandal and openly criticized his country's lack of influence on the international stage. Speaking on the France Inter radio station, de Villepin lamented France's diminishing role in global affairs and its failure to take decisive action amid escalating violence in the Gaza Strip.
We no longer have a voice in the international scene. Ukraine is accelerating and worsening. Gaza is undoubtedly the biggest historical scandal. It is a true scandal in terms of democracy. All of this in the name of what? In the name of war. Is war, it is like that. All right, but it is not exactly a war like others in Gaza, since it is the civilian populations that are dying. We are an absurdity, and France erases itself.
Since the cross-border attacks by Hamas last October, Israel's military response has led to the deaths of more than 41,000 Palestinians in Gaza, sparking mass destruction and displacement. The enclave has faced shortages of food, medicine, and clean water, exacerbating a growing humanitarian crisis. De Villepin criticized Israel's actions, accusing the country of orchestrating a de facto reoccupation of Gaza after its formal withdrawal in 2005. Israel regained possession of Gaza, he said, noting that the Strip remains completely besieged and that the crisis is spilling over into the West Bank. He warned of the growing instability across Palestinian territories, calling it a true time bomb. Asked what France and Europe could do to help resolve the conflict, de Villepin pointed to their military and economic leverage, but lamented the lack of political will.
It is the same problem in Ukraine and Gaza. We do not have a political objective. Israel does not have any political objectives. And when you do not have political objectives, all you know is to wage war.
De Villepin's remarks have sparked debate in France, where criticism of Israel's actions is often a delicate subject. His position is particularly notable given his political background as a right-wing politician and former foreign minister. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has taken a more cautious approach. Though he has called for a ceasefire, Macron's efforts in Gaza have been overshadowed by his strong stance on the Ukraine conflict. In recent talks with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Macron emphasized the importance of maintaining support for Ukraine, while also calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. In conversations with other regional leaders, including Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Emir of Qatar, Macron reiterated the need to end the cycle of retaliation. While Macron's rhetoric echoes calls for peace, critics argue that France's response to the Gaza crisis lacks the urgency and boldness shown in the Ukraine war. De Villepin's sharp criticism reflects growing frustration within certain sectors of the French political elite as the Gaza conflict continues to rage with no end in sight. As violence in Gaza intensifies, questions over France's diplomatic role in the conflict will likely persist, with many wondering whether the country will choose to play a more active role or continue to erase itself from the global stage, as de Villepin forewarned.